Photo gate.
We took a photo, and then I think we were all going through them. We're all
Seriously, bad blood is now brewing between the Kardashians and Meghan Markle and Prince Harry as this.
I hate Meghan Markle. She's like, I don't want attention, bitch. You die for attention. That's what you want.
The drama surrounding Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's latest Hollywood headache didn't explode with a statement, a scandal, or even a speech. It started with a photo. Just one glossy, smiling snapshot taken at Kris Jenner's lavish 70th birthday party. Champagne flowing, cameras flashing, celebrity royalty mingling with actual royalty. For a moment, it looked like the perfect crossover episode between Buckingham Palace and Calabasas. And then, just as quickly as it appeared, it vanished.
Okay, that's your Duke, your Prince of the Blood. He's ogling a 70-year-old woman.
What made it all extra silly is that same day, Meghan and Harry
No warning. No caption edit. No subtle crop. Just gone. 2 months ago, Kim Kardashian quietly deleted photos she had posted with Meghan and Harry from that night. The internet, of course, noticed immediately. Screenshots had already been taken. Speculation started swirling. Had there been a falling out? Had Meghan demanded they be removed? Was Hollywood finally tiring of the Sussex brand?
communicating about like what we're gonna post. We're never ones to post without.
Was a demand reportedly by Meghan to take down these pictures.
The silence only made it louder. Soon, reports surfaced suggesting that Meghan and Harry's team had intervened, claiming the photos were posted without proper permission. That narrative painted the Kardashians as reckless, fame-hungry opportunists who had blindsided a couple fiercely protective of their privacy. But anyone remotely familiar with how celebrity culture works raised an eyebrow. You don't attend a Kardashian event, arguably the most documented family in modern pop culture, and expect invisibility. That's like walking onto a red carpet and asking for dim lighting. Then came the twist. On Khloe Kardashian's podcast, Kim finally addressed the so-called photogate. Calmly, casually, without venom. She explained that there had been communication beforehand. The photos were discussed. Approval was given. They were careful, she said. Respectful. They don't post without permission. The implication hung heavy in the air. This wasn't some accidental upload. This was cleared territory. But after the images went live, something shifted. According to Kim, Meghan and Harry suddenly realized the timing. It was Remembrance Day weekend in the United Kingdom, a solemn period honoring fallen soldiers, marked by silence, poppies, and deep national reflection. For Prince Harry, whose public identity is deeply tied to military service and veterans through initiatives like the Invictus Games, the optics were complicated. There he was, smiling and celebrating at a celebrity birthday bash while the UK observed one of its most somber commemorations.
I don't think Harry makes her calm. I think attention makes her calm.
All communicating about like what we're gonna post. We're never ones to post.
The backlash from across the Atlantic was swift. And that's when, as Kim described it, the tone changed. The request came in to remove the photos. Not because they were unauthorized. Not because of privacy. But because the timing suddenly felt wrong. And here's where the story cuts deeper. If Remembrance Day was sacred, and for Harry it absolutely should be, why attend the party at all? Why pose for the photos? Why wear the symbolic poppy into a glittering Hollywood event and then act surprised when the images collide with the calendar? The contradiction was impossible to ignore. Critics didn't see a couple blindsided by insensitivity. They saw a couple caught in a branding clash. Because that's what this really exposed. The tension between two worlds. Meghan and Harry seem determined to occupy at the same time. They want the gravity of royal duty, the moral authority of service, the image of solemn humanitarian leaders. But they also want the sparkle of Hollywood, the invitations, the relevance, the cultural currency that comes with standing beside the Kardashians at a birthday party. Most public figures choose a lane. The Sussexes keep straddling both. And when those lanes intersect awkwardly, the damage control begins. Kim's explanation only amplified that contrast. She even noted that earlier that same day, Meghan and Harry had attended a charity event that, apparently, felt appropriate. Dancing at a party? Maybe not. The Kardashians ultimately removed the images, Kim said, out of respect for Remembrance Day itself.
Attended another party that they were also photographed at. However,
The irony wasn't lost on anyone. In trying to protect their image, Meghan and Harry ended up making the Kardashians look like the considerate ones. And then there was the subtle detail that royal watchers clocked instantly. Throughout the podcast, Kim referred to her simply as Meghan Markle. Not Duchess. Not Sussex. Just Meghan Markle. It wasn't loud. It wasn't hostile. But in a world where titles are branding tools and branding is power, that choice felt deliberate. A quiet reminder. In Hollywood, hierarchy plays by different rules. What makes the saga almost tragic is how avoidable it was. If the photos had stayed up, the story likely would have burned out in 48 hours. Another celebrity sighting. Another party cameo. Instead, the deletion created mystery. Mystery fueled speculation. Speculation invited scrutiny. And scrutiny led straight back to the question that keeps haunting the Sussex narrative. Are they chasing privacy, or are they chasing control? There's a pattern here. When attention flatters them, it's visibility. When attention criticizes them, it's intrusion. The line shifts depending on the optics. And in the age of screenshots and digital memory, erasing evidence rarely erases the conversation. It magnifies it. Kim even joked about leaning into the chaos, about turning it into a playful, self-aware moment. A wink to the audience. A reminder that sometimes the smartest move in the spotlight is to laugh. That kind of humor might have humanized everyone involved. But instead, it became another chapter in the ongoing tension between image and authenticity. At its core, this wasn't about a party photo. It was about credibility. About consistency. About whether you can build your identity around solemn duty and still comfortably dance under disco lights the night before a national day of remembrance. It was about whether managing optics can sometimes create worse optics. The truth is, Meghan and Harry aren't villains in a tabloid fairy tale. They're two people navigating fame in a world that never forgets and rarely forgives contradictions. But the more they attempt to curate every frame, every caption, every narrative beat, the more the cracks show. Authenticity can't be trademarked. And when you try too hard to polish the image, the smudges become the story. So what do you think? Was this a simple timing mistake blown out of proportion? Or another example of image management gone wrong? Did the Kardashians handle it better than expected? Or is there more happening behind the scenes than we'll ever know? Let me know your take in the comments. And if you enjoy deep dives into the stories behind the headlines, make sure to like and subscribe. There's always another chapter unfolding, and you won't want to miss what happens next.